on our way to Fukui Prefecture, which is exciting, from Ishikawa Prefecture. And neither of us have ever been to Fukui before. So for this ride, we left Uchinada and we went through Kanazawa on our way to Fukui Prefecture. To be honest, even though I linked the routes below, I wouldn't use the same roads to get through Kanazawa again, because they were pretty busy, and we also got stopped at almost every traffic light. Here we crossed over the Saigawa River in downtown Kanazawa, which actually has a really nice cycle path and a place to walk or run. I'll link a couple videos below if you want to watch more about riding on the Saigawa. So we got to Tsurugi, and we were finally able to enjoy a little bit more countryside roads. Get out of the city. It's a spring day and we're 25 miles into, I think, a 75-mile ride. We're stopped on the road so Zeb can use a bathroom break over there. What? And there's Zeb. And it's so nice and warm that he's taken off his arm warmers.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. The audio here was way too windy to use, but I did want to show you the bike bags that we have. So Zeb carries the REI Co-op Link handlebar roll on the front of his bike, and the Revelate Design spine lock seat bag on the back. Now we're gonna get back on the road finally. So first Lawson stop. How about these? Strong, for the strong boy. Here we're riding through Komatsu in the south of Ishikawa Prefecture, which is also where the closest airport is located if you're flying into this area. As you'll see in this video, this area had so many tunnels, especially during tomorrow's ride. Riding through the Kaga area was really nice, as this part of Ishikawa is known for its onsen and historic onsen towns. In fact, one day we hope to go to the second oldest hotel in the world, which is Hoshi Ryokan, located in the Awazu onsen area. It's 1,300 years old and founded in the year 718 and run by over 46 generations of the same family. Wow. We stopped here because we saw these incredible huge trees from the road, and we had to get a closer look. They're marked as sacred trees by the Shimenawa that surrounds them. Wow, it's like a tree gate. And they were some of the biggest trees I've ever seen. This looks crazy. This is the Wagatani Dam. Well, there's a cool bridge. Right before the border of Fukui Prefecture. Though we made it to Fukui Prefecture, we didn't actually go to the city of Fukui. Instead, here we followed the Kuzuryu River to Katsuyama on our way to Ono. This section of the route along the river was really beautiful, and it was the perfect way to finish the first day of our trip. These train tracks that we're riding along are part of the Katsuyama Eheji line. This line starts in Fukui about 28 kilometers away, and it finishes at the Katsuyama station, which is actually where we're pulling into right now. We're somewhere in Fukui, the land of the dinosaurs. Look at this cute little guy. He's so cute. Here's the old train. Right next to the new train. So now we just had a little bit farther to go before we made it to the city of Ono. Ono is best known for its castle, which has been renovated, but originally it was built in 1576. They also say that this area has some of the best and purest natural spring water in Japan. We were staying in a very friendly guest house here in town, which was a nicely renovated traditional Japanese house. We signed in and then we headed to our room, which was back here. We had a private room and it was the perfect cozy size. We shared bathrooms and showers on the other side of the house with the other guests. Look at that.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but there's a castle over there.
Up there.
And that's where we're walking. So...
well, we're walking to see a view of the castle.
We're gonna try to beat the sunset and see how much we can see in the town and get some snacks too. There's a really nice view that you can walk to of the Ono Castle, and look how convenient. There's signage pointing us in the right direction. Zeb woke up even earlier this morning because 70 miles wasn't enough for him, and he rode an hour and a half before we even started our ride. And now I'm making him hike, so how do your legs feel now?
They're okay.
He's got the Crocs on.
The Crocs aren't ideal hike wear.
According to Google, it's only a 20-minute walk, so it should be Croc appropriate. Zeb's already got a head start. Because of the way the mist sometimes settles around the foot of the hill that the Ono Castle is on, it can look like it's floating in the clouds. That's why you might see it being called the castle in the sky. Oh, I'm sweaty all over again. But the view is already nice. Looks a little bit like North Carolina in here. This hike did only end up being 20 minutes. However, it was a very steep 20 minutes, so just be prepared for some straight uphill walking. Look at this nice area. And there it is, the castle on the hill. Look, we made it.
We did it.
So if you time it right and there's a bunch of mist in the valley, that's what you could see. But either way, there it is. Still very beautiful. I don't think you can see it very well, but the castle's all lit up over there, which is nice. Zeb's looking for a restaurant that's open on his phone, because it's a very cute street. You can even see the castle on that end of it, but yeah, there's not a lot open, surprisingly. Back at the guest house, we enjoyed the cozy guest space to hang out in and eat some ice cream and get ready for the next day of riding back home. We had our fingers crossed that the mountain pass would be open. Good morning. And here's our morning drink options. We'll probably just get coffee like usual though. Look how cute this little tiny fork set is.
Might be.
But we're back to get some snacks, so we're about to start riding back to Uchinada. Day 2 of riding, and we had a tailwind heading out of town, which felt amazing. The mountain pass through the snowy mountains back there was where we were headed. Look at that. Fukui is famous for dinosaur archaeology, and almost 80% of the skeletons found nationwide were found here in Fukui. There he is, the Whiteosaurus. We passed by the Fukui Dinosaur Museum, which has over 40 complete dinosaur skeletons and is probably one of the most famous destinations here in the prefecture. So like I mentioned earlier, this was the first of many, many tunnels today. Maybe I'm slightly claustrophobic, but this was my least favorite part of the ride, going through so many tunnels where you couldn't see the end. They all had lights inside, so that was nice, but next time I would bring a headlight in addition to our tail lights. We were on Road 157 here to get back to Ishikawa, and we actually stayed on this same road for the majority of the ride, almost 25 miles, until we got to the Tedori Canyon Cycle Road later in the day. We're a mile away from the top of Road 157, and this is the road that I was worried about being closed because of snow. So far everything seems fine, so hopefully we can pass through and get to the canyon road this way. But it's very scenic. It was very wooded and scenic, probably because to our east was Hakusan National Park, which has Mount Hakusan, one of Japan's 3 holy mountains. After this super long tunnel, we were magically transported back into Ishikawa Prefecture. And happily, the roads had been well maintained and clear of snow for this whole time. We were riding along Tedori River again, which originates at the top of Hakusan and flows all the way down to the Sea of Japan. You can find onsen here in the town of Shiromine at the base of the mountain, and many people stay here if they come to hike Hakusan.
Wow.
There's also a dinosaur park here, but it's not as big as the one that's in Fukui. Shortly after the Tedori Dam and the lake, we got off Road 157 and started riding on the Tedori Canyon Cycle Road, a 20-kilometer cycle path that used to be a railroad. I linked some details about it below.
The road was open. We made it.
Pretty snowy at the top.
Yeah. A wide open road. No cars.
I had actually really wanted to see the Wadekataki waterfall that's just off the road here, but I wasn't paying enough attention and we rode by it just before crossing the red bridge over the river. I didn't realize that I was still recording when I found out that we passed it, so you can hear my genuine disappointment.
The recommended thing is just to get back on the road, but we can cross.
Wait, can you just check to make sure we're not past the waterfall? Oh my goodness.
Probably blew right by that thing.
Oh my god, we did!
Sorry.
But it also means something to look forward to in this area when we come back. There's also a cool looking place for strawberry picking here.
That's neat. Wow, look at all the little bike wheel stuff and decorations. There's views on both sides. Over there and over here.
Now we were back in Tsurugi, on the outskirts of Kanazawa, and we were lucky to have a tailwind riding back into the city. There's Kanazawa on our left, and we followed the Asano River back to Uchinada. I'll link a couple other videos below if you want to see more about riding through Kanazawa or about riding along the Asano Gawa. Thanks for coming along on our ride!